Jocelyn only remembers that because it's 4 days after recording last. You guys, it's Rhinebeck weekend. We are clearly not in New York.
Is it Rhinebeck weekend?
It is Rhinebeck weekend this weekend. Yeah.
Clearly I've been all over the internet.
Because what we need to do is next year, we need to do Knit City, Canadian Thanksgiving, Rhinebeck.
That sounds like a lot of people in yarn.
In a 3-week stretch, and I feel like that is the holy grail of too much people. I've been watching all the things that have been going on, all the plans and events. We gotta go! Heck, the thing starts on Thursday and runs to, like, the Monday.
That's a lot of yarn.
They're huge barn. There's leaping llamas.
Okay, I'm there.
There are fried things with apples in them you can't have, I want to consume. There's fried things with corn in them everywhere I can't consume. There's a wine and beer tent.
I'm there. I'm so
We can
there.
take the
I'm
husband.
there already.
We'll take the husband. We'll drop him off at the beer tent. He'll be fine. We'll get him a shirt that says Yarn Husband.
Is that a thing?
Yes. That is legit a thing.
I don't know if he'd wear it, but it would amuse me greatly to present him with this object.
We go to Rhinebeck, I will present you guys with Seeing Eye Friend service vests.
Okay, I'll wear it.
He might not. He might. He might just because it'll be funny. It just depends on what kind of mood he's in for the day. Which is super fair because it would depend for me too. So, if you are new, I'm Jocelyn, my co-host is
Diana.
And theoretically we talk about knitting, yarn, fiber crafts, and all of the nerdy things in between that sort of divert our attention. I'm painting this week. My wrist is still injured. We got about 4 more weeks of a brace. I do have to take the brace off to do some things. I cannot wash the dishes in a brace.
This is fair.
I don't shower in my brace.
Well, no, having a damp brace is just...
Oh, it'd be so bad. And I do have to wash the brace, so every once in a while it comes off, it gets washed and knit. But I mean, like, right now I'm still sleeping in it. Oh man, my wrist hurts. So, that's fair. I did it to myself. I know better. I am klutzy. These are things. I'm going to be sneezing all podcast long. My niece had her, what is now her... Oh, I really can't hold with my left hand. Her usual Friday night sleepover. They didn't stop giggling and making noise till 1 a.m. and they started again just after 6:30. I have had 5 hours of sleep. My nose's ability to adapt and contribute to the universe is greatly diminished on 5 hours sleep.
Last week I was being so proud of myself that I was not sick. I got sick. So I'm coughing, you're sneezing, we're a great pair. What a difference 4 days makes.
Your coughing will go away. This never ends. Never ends, people. No, it would, but to make it end, I would have to literally be overly cold, medicated, hazy. Like, it wouldn't be good. So it's not going to be a thing. I mean, like, this weekend also the Calgary fiber shindig's going on too.
Oh my goodness.
So much stuff going on in the
weekend
world.
of fiber.
Oh, it's fall season. Everybody's all about the fiber, and I think that's great. Hey, listen, in Airdrie in January, you want to take a trip?
Maybe.
It's a 1-day Saturday Airdrie, Alberta Fiber Festival.
I'm into Fiber Festival. I'm more like, how do we get to Airdrie?
Fly or we drive. I mean, if we did that, we would do it in like stages, because that's crazy. That's a long drive. But if we flew out and just rented a car for the day,
that seems
like,
more
flew
manageable.
out closer, like flew out early Saturday morning, rented the car, did the thing, and then flew home.
Sounds like a long day. My goodness.
We could do it over 2 if we wanted to.
Okay, we will discuss. We'll discuss.
Jocelyn's making plans for 2020. Drop a note down in the description box below if there's somewhere you think me and Diana should go. I can't promise we'll get there, but we will certainly try, you guys.
We like traveling.
We do, and we travel well together, which I think was a delight for us to discover in Knit City, that even when we're done with people, we're still fine. We're comfortable just sitting beside each other in silence and not doing anything.
It's very important to have people you can just sit beside in silence.
It is.
In non-awkward silence.
You managed my early morning tendencies well.
I'm not upset by morning people, I just won't join.
Don't
Honestly, okay, you know what? So I mentioned before we started recording that I started going to the gym on October 1st, every single workday.
Yeah.
This has necessitated getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. You now get up earlier than I do. I don't get up till 6.
Yeah, so I've been getting up at 5:30 in the morning every day, to the point where today, where I did not have to get up at all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what time I woke up this morning completely naturally?
5:30.
5:33.
You know why? Because if you're going to bed at the same time, and getting up at the same time, and getting a good night's rest, that's what you need to do. And if you stick to that schedule for a while, and then eventually in a couple of years, I know it sounds like a long time, it's really not. We've known each other for over 6 years now. Does it feel like it's been that long?
No.
No, it has been when we look at the calendar and do the math.
Huh.
I know. Crazy talk. And you sit there and you do things like that, and you're like, okay, wait, no, wait. You'll eventually be like, oh, well, I can stay up a little bit later. You'll still get up at like 5:30 in the morning, and you'll be tired that day, but you can. Then you go to bed at the same time the next night, and it feels glorious. Also, it feels great to get up Sunday morning, and by the time like 9 a.m. rolls around, you've already had a big Sunday brunch breakfast. Everything's cleaned and tucked away, and you're sitting and drinking your tea and knitting, and everyone else is like rushing around trying to get their Sunday stuff done, and you're like, I'm good.
I was feeling, I did go back to bed because, as I mentioned, I am sick. So I did
Well,
go back
yeah.
to bed after I got up at 5:30. I'm like, no. Took more cold medicine, went back to bed. And then I woke up at 9:30. I'm like, oh, it's only 9:30 on a Saturday. I should go back to... No, wait, I just slept in for 4 hours. 4 hours of sleeping in. No, I can get up now. It's fine.
That's the other kind of bonus. You're like, oh, it's 8. I slept in for like 2.5 hours. I'm good. Let's go. You still get everything done. And everyone's always like running around and they're always messaging me on Saturdays. How are you so relaxed on your Saturday evenings? I'm like, because my crap's wrapped up by 2. Like, I don't know what you people are doing, but I'm already in my pajamas again by 4 on Saturday because I'm a hip happening woman. I don't have to be out. The pajamas go on right after supper or as soon as I get home. That is a housemate learned activity to people that I lived with. There's a married couple. Whenever she came home from work, first thing she did was let the dogs out, play with the dogs, get out of her work clothes, get into her pajamas. My pajama lifestyle has grown extensively because I super just jumped on that bandwagon, gleefully so.
Pajama lifestyle. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably, when I get home, honestly, the shirt is so comfy, I'll probably leave the shirt on, but I'm putting pajama pants back on as soon as I get home.
I have pajama pants on right now. They're yoga capris, guys. I was doing my yoga this morning. One nose blind. Diana, do you want to let everybody know what we're going to try to cover? Well, I try to discreetly deal with the fact my nose is not happy with 5 hours of sleep.
We've got What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Spinning Yarn, Wool Gathering and Literature, and Events.
Sweet. Shall we start with What's in Our Cup because you brought us fancy coffees?
Yeah, I dropped Mr. Diana off at the Nerd Daycare, otherwise known as Games Workshop. And 2 doors down from our local Games Workshop is D&D Cakes, and in addition to delicious cheesecakes, they make delicious lattes. So I got their seasonal...
Double D's?
Yeah. Did I say D&D?
You
Double
did.
D's. Double D's. I meant double D's. There's 2 D's, you know what?
That's okay. She sent me the text and said to that fancy coffee place, and I was like, oh, she's going to Double D's Cheesecake.
Yeah.
They make great cheesecake.
So I have a... Oh, I don't know. Cinnamon roll latte. That's what I have.
Which makes sense. But they put the... I just have a mocha latte. Mostly because my favorite one that they make is their mocha raspberry latte, which is technically their February special, but if they've got raspberry syrup, they'll just make it for you. And they didn't have raspberry syrup. So mocha it is. Which is fine because it's an amazing latte. So good. Whole milk. It's going to drive my stomach crazy in like an hour. No regrets.
That's later Jocelyn's problem.
Current Jocelyn's super okay with this. Cool Threads, we're still sitting above 0 degrees Celsius. The snow's gone.
Except for like a couple of the really big piles from parking lots.
That's the same way in the summertime, like in the spring.
Yeah.
The snow's gone, you still got like those leftover snow piles from the parking lot, so I don't count those.
I'm impressed that actually all melted, because
I'm not shocked. We weren't going to stay below 0. Though, it did raise an interesting debate with everybody, and I went and I looked. Manufacturer's suggestion is so long as you're not getting above 10 degrees Celsius, it is okay to put winter tires on. So there you go. So everyone's like, no, you don't do it to the first snowfall. No, you don't do it to your negative temperature. So my brother-in-law was like, nah, like 7-10 degrees, you're good to go according to manufacturer specs. We looked. He's right. I wanted to know. Guys, I don't have a car. I don't drive. I'm legally blind. You don't want me driving. It's a bad idea. But still, people tell me these things. Like, I'm supposed to know.
It's one of those adult things that you're just supposed to know
What?
somehow.
Yeah. yeah, it's like magical knowledge and stuff. So I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm not wearing any cool threads right now. Socks don't count. It's too warm. My raincoat's lined. I'm so warm.
I have.
And when I go walking fast enough to cool down, things like this happen.
Yeah, okay.
Wrist.
So I've been wearing my Not a Lot of Rain in April a lot. I changed it out for the Rivers wrap today,
Ooh.
Which I think as much as I love the Not a Lot of Rain in April, I think
you do love it.
the Rivers wrap is still my favorite thing that I've ever knit. I think it's the thing that I wear the most aside from my socks.
Mm-hmm.
So Rivers wrap is absolutely fantastic.
I think it's in your all-time favorites.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This hat has been getting a lot of wear. This is one of the Four Sisters toques.
I did Sarah Hair Don't Care.
You did, and I did something
the
else.
Fake brioche one that you turned into real brioche.
Yep, the one that I hacked all to hex so that it's only mostly the original pattern.
4 hats with the same brim in 4 different hat patterns, and they're all designed to be like beginner friendly. Diana just made it way too complicated.
I did. I had to make the faux brioche into real 2-color brioche.
Yeah.
And then for some reason I had to screw up this very simple slip stitch pattern that makes a nice spiral texture. I screwed that up a lot. It's not difficult, and I cannot for the life of me. Is it the Katie hat?
Might be the Katie hat.
I think it might be the Katie hat. It's one of the Four Sisters toques, the one with the spirally slip stitch pattern.
Yeah, it's Cozy Up Knits Patterns.
Oh, I still have that pom-pom that I was going to put on this that I completely forgot all about. I should wear this inside out sometimes. Do I feel more yellow? I don't feel more yellow. No, I feel more gray.
You feel more gray?
I feel more gray.
I'm just going to lean out of frame. It's fine.
Other things that have been getting a lot of wear. Oh, my Bloomsbury mitts, of course.
Dramatic leaning.
Dramatic leaning.
Life's gonna be into an end. My nose will start to end. Okay. I wish this was a cold.
Splitter.
A cold would end. This
Oh,
is just seasonal allergies.
We're so healthy.
I am perfectly healthy, thank you very much.
Oh.
I am just allergic to people, places, and things.
I don't know if that counts as healthy.
It's not me. It's dust, pollens, colognes, perfumes, and chemicals.
People, places, and things.
People,
Got it.
places, and things.
Okay. I understand.
And the world, quite frankly, isn't going to just use laundry detergent that I'm okay with and only use scents that I'm okay with and never wear stinky stuff. And only use the shampoo and conditioner I can use and only use the underarm I can use. The world's not going to do that. That's daft.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to ask them to either because that would be mean and very rude and inappropriate.
World, can you just
stop?
Not
just
stop
not.
smelling funny.
Just
okay, thanks.
stop stinking. Thank you. That's just, and mind you, it makes for a great rebuttal when a guy's hitting on you and you don't want him to. You just look at him and go, "You smell." They don't know how to reply to that, and I don't mean it offensively unless they're being really pushy. Then I actually mean it offensively because I'm like, "Who's my ex-boyfriend?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I smell like, hey, you smell like you," and he'd just look at me. I'm like, "What? Everybody smells." I smell like me, Diana smells like Diana, you smell like you, what's the problem? Because I've never met him. Like, sometimes you still smell strongly like you, and when it's just before my time of the month, my olfactory senses don't like it, but that's really more a hormonal issue. It's not really a you thing, it's a me thing.
That's fair.
You don't find that some parts of the month, certain scents, you're like, nope. Buckets of no.
I don't usually get nope, but I find certain times of the month I become very aware of how good some of my coworkers smell, which is terrible because all of my coworkers are men.
And because you're not like me, because I'd be like, geez, you smell pretty today, and I would just move on with
I
my
can't
day.
tell my team lead that he smells good today.
Well, it's definitely not your personality. Like, at this point, if I was working at Bold, they would be quite accustomed to my just random one-offs. I do warn people when they meet me, like, I have warned the internet, like, I don't say things meanly, but I definitely have a dry, sarcastic sense of humor and not a huge filter. So I tend to just sort of speak my mind. So tangents are normal.
This is too warm now. I talked about it. It's coming off.
That's totally fair. We're inside. It's kind of warm in here. It's kind of always warm in here.
It's hair wash day, so the hat has to stay on.
I showered this morning after yoga.
I thought really hard about it and then didn't do it. I cleaned the
There are
shower
3
instead.
teenagers living upstairs right now, having a sleepover since yesterday after school.
Do they just live here until Sunday?
We trade houses during the week. 3 moms, 3 girls, 3 houses, so we only get them every 3rd day.
Okay.
But we generally do the Friday sleepovers here.
Oh, okay.
So, I think it's because Isabel's got the biggest room, and we have the air mattress, so it's easiest for us to just toast all 3.
Makes sense.
And we're also quite accustomed to working on a myriad of food issues, so food preferences aren't even remotely an issue for us. Like, oh, well, they don't eat this, that's fine. My sister and my brother-in-law and I also really super believe in, like, sleepovers should be fueled by pizzas and ice creams, and, like, we're the cool adult supervision.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and the other moms know this, so it's fine. And they'll go home at some point today. At some point, I mean, anytime between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., they'll all go home.
Well, we're rapidly closing in on 8 p.m., so...
We are. Yeah, it's after 4. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go buy the ingredients to make cinnamon pumpkin loaf.
Ooh. I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna go to a Cirque du Soleil show.
Well, yeah, that's why we're recording a day early, because Cirque du Soleil. I'm not going to... Well, I mean, I wouldn't see most of the Cirque du Soleil, so it really wouldn't make any sense. I'm excited that you're going. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to, not because I don't think it's exciting, but because I
understand.
don't know what I'd get from it, which is fine. I'm going to go to the theater next month. More sock knitting. Okay, shall we talk about knitting?
Yeah, let's
I
talk
feel
about
like
some
we're
knitting.
super rambly today.
Yeah,
I'm caffeinated.
me too.
It's been like 4 days, and you're thinking, hey, what could Jossa possibly get done in 4 days? Oh, a whole other sock! That's what I got done.
Oh!
There's a naked needle, you guys. A naked Chowgu red lace 2.25 millimeter needle. Which is what I knit my socks on.
You sound very sure about that.
I do until I think about it, and then I'm not. But as long as I don't think about it, I'm super positive that's what I do. I have this tiny, tiny, tiny little nugget. Okay, and it's not like super tiny, but it's like twice the size of a cat ball toy. This is how I understand size ratios. I can't do you circumferences, but I can do you generalized size preferences. And that is all that is left of my self-striping color sock and woolen sock colorway, which is this amazing 70s couch fall brownie red
Stripes
colorway.
even match. I'm impressed.
Almost. I'm not perfect, but I am
It's not bad
maternal.
though. That's nice.
So I did pretty good with that. So I wasn't super uber matching. Like, I didn't sit there and go, it must match. That was crazy talk. But I did the garter heel for both of them. So we will see how these work and wear, because I got to weave in my ends. Did I at least turn the socks right side out? I did, because if you guys don't remember, my socks get knit inside out. So at least I turned them right side out for you. So that's 1 sock in 4 days.
Nice. And now that it's a finished pair of socks,
Oops, no, I didn't.
do I need to put them on my head?
Sure, I didn't turn the 1 sock the right way around.
Oh.
I've got an end sticking out here. I'm the wrong way.
Wow. Terrible.
Oh, who am I? Bad podcaster.
Oh, how'd your second heel go?
Good, just as well as the first one. The wraps and turns are still a little wonky, but I'm also doing the wraps and turns in a dark color, which makes it a little harder for me. So.
Oh, Phaedra found my project bag again.
Did you?
Yep.
Here you go, have some socks.
Oh, socks.
So my Erin Lane bag, which has got a Hobbit theme on it, is now empty, so I'm going to fill it up again right away. I just need it.
Bless you.
Hot.
Bless you. We're so healthy.
Hot.
100% health.
Oh, I might go open the window again, because sometimes the fresh air helps. Well, the heater's just turned on, so we're still pushing a lot of dust around, because it's the start of the heater season. And that definitely aggravates my allergies. So what I need to decide now is with my stupendous So Into Knitting Jack sock colorway. That's right, Halloween, guys. It's October. I'm not finishing another pair of socks by the end of the month. It's not happening. I need to decide what color toe I want to do. Like if I want to do like this super sort of pale gray green, or if I want to do the pale yellow as my toe or heel contrast. I'm going to sneeze again.
Bless you.
Or do I try to do one in the green and gold? It's gonna come back with time of notes.
Oh, so healthy. Really?
So wrong. But I use enough of the yarn when I'm doing toes, heels, and cuffs. If I were to do that with my socks, could I get a second pair of socks out of the 100-gram skein? I don't know if this is the 100 or 80 grams. I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. But you know what? I will make that decision cast on shortly. Hang on, Jocelyn. Make a cut. Many sneezes later. Many sneezes later. So I'm going to cast on my Jack socks here. I'm going to wind everybody up, and then I will get started on these this week. I was going to do that today, but we're recording, so I'll do that after we record. That's it.
That's it?
I did a sock in 4 days. What do you want?
Fair enough. Okay, I will talk about my thing then.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in the middle of the road, but that's okay.
That's fine.
So it's all bunched up. This is my Glam Lamb from Stephen West. I have lost the marker. Oh, there we go. There's my clippy marker. That's my progress keeper. I haven't knit a lot on this week, but I have been proudly showing off that I have enough of a sweater to have an armhole, and I'm really pleased with that. My parents came over on the weekend, and I'm like, look, and I put it on, and they're like looking at me kind of sideways, and I'm like, no, it's knit in a this way fashion, not in a that way fashion, as I make vertical versus horizontal hand motions.
Yeah, I like that it's knit vertical, not horizontal. I was about to do that backwards. Like, no, wait, you always say it backwards. Check to make sure you're saying it correctly.
It's knit side to side, not bottom up or top down.
It's just interesting that it's side to side. You don't see a lot of that.
Yeah, and I'm loving it. So I have enough of it to try on that I can see the little collar bit, and this little collar bit just sits so nicely. Just like that, and it just like drapes. Well, it's a little more like that when I'm wearing it, but it just like drapes open so nicely. And it's going to work so well with a pin to like clip it closed like that, and it can be all up cozy around my neck. Or you can flip it around the other way and you get this giant shawl collar and like a cropped sweater kind of a thing going on.
Oh,
I'm so excited about this. This is, I'm doing this out of Charisma, Loops and Threads Charisma.
In some sort of fancy gray color.
Charcoal.
Charcoal?
Charcoal. Your slate gray heather is the Zadie sweater.
That's it.
But this is charcoal, Charisma, and I've got
we're on a gray streak.
Got some nice black for the contrasty sleeves.
I'm so excited for you to be done that. It'll be so good for you to have something on and off the needle so quickly.
It's so squishy. I'm so excited.
Not to mention just in time for the super squish season.
Oh yes. These are US size 13 needles.
That's 9mm for everybody at home keeping track.
Anyway, these are just some...
Who aren't US.
Yeah.
Who aren't used to US.
These are just some clover needles that I got at Michael's along with the yarn. So I'm going to have a whole sweater for like $30. I'm pretty pumped.
I think it's amazing. I'm super stoked for you to have squishy, cozy sweater wearing, because we are squishy, cozy sweater season.
This is probably going to be like...
Remind me to show you all the sweaters I tagged in the...
Oh,
magazines.
yes. I brought over last week my stack of Interweave Knits magazines that I've had a subscription for like a bunch of years. And I brought all of them.
I've tracked down all the ones that I liked, so I need to see if I can buy them on Ravelry, because a lot of the older ones should be available on Ravelry individual for sale now. Because I obviously can't get magazines from 2014 anymore.
Not easily.
Not easily. So my other option was I was thinking about eyeballing maybe a digital subscription.
Yeah.
Because then I can put that on my computer. But I have to see what format they send it in. Like if they send the document in EPUB, my screen reader might read it.
Nice.
But not if it's PDF.
The PDFs are weird.
So
depending
weird.
on the exact format of the PDF, it's either a bunch of text that kind of looks like an image, or it's just like straight up an image and you can't...
Yeah. Screen readers can't read images.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, we're working on it. We're getting there. Today, I have to cast on a new item. And it's not even for me. Who am I? My parents come to town in like a week.
You're gonna knit a whole thing in a week?
It's a hat.
Oh, yeah.
In bulky.
I'll just be over here. Never
for
mind.
my dad.
Yeah, okay.
I should be able to do a hat for my dad 218 yards in a bulky.
Yeah, you can probably do that in like a day.
Maybe, well, okay. When my thumb's feeling better, yes. Say, I'm knitting Daddy a hat out of charisma because he'll lose $100+ worth of glasses. You can bet your keister he loses his hats.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to make him, it's called the Woodsman hat. It's a toque. It's a toque that's pretty much ribbing.
Perfect.
I don't like ribbing. I am not a fan of ribbing, but you know what? It is very, very similar to a hat my father wore to death when we lived in the Northwest Territories. Which is now the capital city of Nunavut. He wore that hat everywhere. It's in all sorts of photos. I don't know if it's because it was the only hat he had. I don't know. I was 10. I'm not aware of things when you're 10. Unless it's you don't care that much.
Fair.
So I'm going to knit it for him in this, I don't know what the colorway is, but it's got some blues and some grays, like a deep sort of ocean blue to a light kind of tealy ocean blue, and then we definitely got some grays in there, maybe some brownie grays?
Yeah, a little bit of green maybe.
Yeah, definitely got a bit of green cast to it.
Northern Lights.
There you go. That's apt. Didn't even plan that. So I got 2 balls of this bulky. It's 109 yards approximately a piece, which gives me about approximately 218 yards. It should be enough to make my dad a hat.
A head?
A head. I'm going to make my dad a head. I'm going to make him a hat. I'm going to make it ribbed. And then that way, since the whole hat's ribbed, he can just decide how big he wants his brim. I feel like that's just the best idea. My mom conveniently also included her head ties measurements. I think she wants another headband.
Make myself a headband. I like to put my hair up, but then I can't put a hat on it.
They have these whole series of hats called messy bun hats. Whole category of knitwear with the holes in the top of the heads left there, so you could put it on and still have a button.
Yeah. Well, I also like to. I
don't like pom poms. So you can imagine what I think about having a bun sticking out the top of my hat. I don't like hats.
I feel like they're cute for kids. Maybe for certain personalities of grown up, but also my main problem with that is you have to be able to pull your bun through the hole, and I keep my buns up with sticks, and those wouldn't fit through the hole.
Okay.
Not easily. So I think a headband is just an easier way to go.
Absolutely. Also, a headband would give you an excuse to buy fake fur, the fun fur, and crochet it out of fun fur.
You know what? I still have some from like the very first time I learned to crochet, like way long ago.
Ridiculously funny. A headband in fun fur.
I don't think I want a headband in fun fur.
I kind of want a headband in fun fur.
My hand spun.
Oh yeah, that bulky one.
Yeah, my bulky hand spun and a giant accent button that I'm sure I have in my stash somewhere.
Oh, you've got to have an accent button for that.
I must.
Done.
Okay, that's happening.
Done. Decision made.
Decision made.
Live recording. Live on the internet. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. It's been 4 days. I'm out. I'm tapped. I'm done.
Okay, well, I've got some spinning to talk about.
You're all lucky I didn't cast on a lamb glam.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't.
I have things in deadline knitting to do.
Alright.
Which I pointed out is really good because if I don't have deadline knitting, I am all over the place.
So, I got back to my wheel spinning. I was hoping to have my second ply done. It's so close it hurts. I have 3 more bumps of fiber. I will probably finish it today, have a finished second ply.
Hey, if we were recording tomorrow, I'd have new socks on the needle and a hat. Cirque du Soleil.
I know, I'm just messing everything up with the Cirque du Soleil. We tried to go today, but we couldn't get tickets altogether.
That's fine.
There weren't enough tickets left.
That's fine. Terry says enjoy. She went last weekend with her godkids. They had a delight.
Excellent.
Yes,
yeah, we're going with the niece and nephew, so we get all the child delight. I'm pretty excited.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Anyway, this yarn that I'm showing off here. This is Storm in the Castle Superwash Merino Top from Hillary's Magical Yarnorium that I bought apparently in 2017.
Ages ago.
Ages ago.
The dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Not that many ages ago. But I really love how this is spinning up. It's just this light white gray, like, it's so good. You
have no idea how badly I want to steal that finished yarn because it's so a Jocelyn color.
Oh, I love this so much. I think this needs to be a curl when it's done. One of those curls shawls.
Or into the collection for a potential night shift shawl.
Maybe.
As a light color accent to the purples and stuff.
Maybe. I'm feeling like this seems like it
A
needs
curl?
some lace though.
It needs a curl.
I think so.
I
'Cause
don't disagree with you. I think either
The
are
night shift is
excellent.
like pretty tight weave. I'm
Dig
feeling
is,
this.
yeah.
I'm feeling
Oh,
this
is
needs
it
to be
curl?
lace.
Hey,
Lace?
we've got curls and curls too. So you
This
have
is true.
2 books to choose from.
Yes.
I own one, you own the other.
Yes. So
This
I think
can happen.
that'll become something lacy. Maybe one of the lacy curls.
Delightful.
So I should have. Wait, how many grams?
I have no idea. 4?
100 grams.
Ounces.
But I think it's approximately 100 grams. I think when I weighed it, it was like 115.
Okay.
So anyway, with all the fluff that's come off while I'm spinning it, because I'm not that good at attaching the next batch of roving, so I always end up with a little bit of fluff at the end that just doesn't go in. But I should have approximately 100 grams to make a shawl, a one skein wonder.
Yeah, which should be easy enough to do. You can make the endless summer adventures into fingering weight in a one skein wonder.
I could do that too.
Ha
And
ha!
that has lace. Oh. Okay.
That nice easy eyelet one that you always mess up.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Did I screw up the lace on the even star? Heck
Oh,
no,
no.
I did not.
No.
Do I
Super
screw up?
complicated chart? No problem.
Not a problem.
Eyelid
Super
lace?
easy lace?
Nope, can't do it.
So many problems. Slip stitches? So many problems.
Yeah.
Brioche?
Sure.
No problems.
No worries. You want me to 2x2 rib? I will mess. I messed up both of my cuffs on my socks. There are stitches way out of place in both of them. The only saving grace is it's in a dark color at that top piece, and I can't see it, so it doesn't count.
Oh, all right. Scooting right along. Wool gathering.
This is where we put everything else.
I think the only everything else this week is today would normally be the Patreon knit club, but we're
Yes.
going to do that next week because reasons.
Cirque du Soleil. No, we had one of our members who usually join this wouldn't be able to join this Saturday, so just combining having to move around, scheduling last minute and other things, I was able to get a hold of the ladies, and I got every single one of them got back to me who join us every month. I went, yeah, no problem. So we're doing next Saturday. So
Perfect.
Patreon, if you don't
Thank
know
you.
what it is, Diana appreciates it. So do I, because
It works out really nicely in all the scheduling.
it does. I was going to have to jump out of one thing and jump into the next thing. I was able to stay at my initial event all morning, like for the whole duration, which I super appreciated. So it was fine. If you don't know what Patreon is, or you're new to it, Patreon allows you guys, if you are able to, support your favorite creators. So if you cannot monetarily, look at the big words going out there, if you ain't got the spare money, let's break this down to real easy English, because who needs fancy words? I've only had 1 cup of coffee and 5 hours sleep. There's no fancy in here. Nothing going on here. If you hit the like, if you subscribe, if you share, if you comment, if you tell other people about us, it is absolutely as helpful as if you are able to monetarily support us or give us money so we can do things like giveaways and other drives and stuff. So all of it helps, and everybody's special, and it's a huge thank and a hug, and I try to comment to everybody unless you're on Ravelry, and that's because I am awful at it. There's no excuse for it. It is now literally a post-it note that lives on my frame of my monitor that says, have you checked Ravelry today? And I'm almost caught up on all of commenting on all the threads and stuff. So it's like, nobody's fault but my own. But I have to stress as always, do not message me on Ravelry.
We might get to it next year.
I am not as bad as Miriam from the Chelsea Pearls podcast. She has over 400 unread Ravelry messages.
Whoa.
But I very easily have had double digits. I am almost always sitting on 10 plus messages I haven't read. Just and I get that
Actually,
below
I haven't
10.
checked Ravelry recently, so I don't know how many I have.
I'll check, and if I see a friend request, I just automatically accept and we move on. So like I can get that down. Like right now, I think I'm down to 6. It's like unprecedented for me, you guys. I am catching up hardcore, and I have to make a habit of being better at it because I've never been a big forum person, so I struggle with that because it's not my preferred mode of communication. But if you want to get a hold of us via comments on YouTube, via Instagram, via email, which is northernknitspodcast@gmail.com. We're really good at checking those. We're just, both of us are like, oh, dropped ball Ravelry every time. Every time. We're so good at being bad at that. It is now a thing.
So good at being bad at that. That is quite the way of looking at it.
Oh, everybody's got something. For some people it's dishes. For some people it's cleaning bathrooms. For some people it's taking the garbage. For me, it's checking my Ravelry messages.
Oh man, I forgot to take the recycling out on my way here.
Today
I was
is
gonna
my
do that.
today is my collect all my garbage and take my recycling out day, which is why you see the bag of recycling getting ready to go. Because today is the day I do it.
Yeah, we got the bag of recycling all ready to go. Sitting by the door. Did we take it out with us? No.
It's not unusual.
Okay, when we get home.
So that's going on. Me and Diana finally, we like to think we're creative people.
Okay.
But when it comes to naming things and committing to doing stuff, we're not so hot at it. I love to plan and scheme and organize, and Diana's more of a go with the flow kind of person, which makes our friendship terribly amusing to watch us try to interact some days. Because I'm like, pick a date! Diana's like, I don't wanna.
Make decisions.
I feel like there's cartoon images of me chasing you around, like I'm the dude who hunts the bunny.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to draw chibi drawings.
I have the books. My sister loaned me her manga books. I'm learning it because I feel like that needs to happen for us.
There's so many little one-panel comics
That are just us. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that needs to happen. So I am learning, you guys. So that's fine. We have finally settled on our next and the first goal for Patreon, and Patreon likes to do tiers, and then you have, like, when you reach a certain monthly goal, you unlock a thing. We knew what we were going to do if we got to $100 a month. I was going to run a quarterly book club. 3 months gives everybody a nice relaxed reading schedule, because some people are busier, some people are not, and some people struggle to read, and it would be a wide variety of books. There would be nonfiction, there'd be fiction, there'd be fantasy, there'd be romance, like we would be all over the place. I would, a month before, post a short list, we would all vote, and then we'd go get the book. And I felt like that was great. I could do a quarterly book club, wouldn't be a problem. I could do a monthly book club, but there'd be no way Diana could keep up with us.
Oh, heck no.
So I was like, quarterly, that gives Diana 3 months.
Okay, I can do that.
Diana's like, yep, cool. I'm like, perfect.
As long as you're not picking one of those ones that's like 50 hours long.
No, that's crazy.
Okay.
Then
I can do it.
I will not do that to anybody. If I pick someone like Brandon Sanderson, it'll be one of the books that he has that's 21 hours to read.
Okay, I can do that.
I will not pick the 55 plus hours. I
Thank you.
understand that's crazy fantasy. I won't do that to people. That is mean. Not going to happen. And I have over 700 books I want to read on Goodreads. We got options, and that list keeps growing, and I read 2 books in 4 days. So, like, guys, it is a thing, not a problem. And we decided like 150, we figured out what I was going to do, and it's mostly me, because I've got the time to do it and invest in these things, and Diana to help, and we got to like, but we couldn't figure out a $50 one. We're like, what are we going to do when we reach $50? We should do something as a thank you. It'd be absolutely wonderful, it'd be great, let's do it. We have figured it out. It has no name. That's a whole other I'm talking to Mr. B. So we're gonna sort of exchange that and do that for you guys. So once a month, once we get to $50, my face or Diana's face or both of our faces, depending on what it is, we'll upload a video where we will try out a new food recipe. So it's going to be food recipes that we see in our cookbooks, that we see on blogs, that we see on FoodTube. I am a huge FoodTuber.
I saw this really great video today of making little pumpkin buns, like it's bread, but it comes out in a pumpkin shape.
God, I want those.
And I just know it'll turn out either perfectly or hilariously bad.
Wrong. Yeah, like I feel like that's...
There's no in between there.
No in between there. So it's like, I feel like that would be a great way to go, because then you guys can start to just sort of see some of the other things that catch our attention on what we do. And we can share things that we like with you, whether it is an epic fail and it just bombs, or it's delightful, it's amazing, and we put it on the rotation of stuff we like to eat. Like, that's how I got the tofu scrambles. Because I tried them once and I fell in love with them and they were great. So I feel like that was great. I have no name for it yet, but that is what we're going to do. It'll be the same sort of idea. The first one will go up at about a month in advance. I'll post the recipe that we're going to do, so if you guys want to try it out with us and then watch the video and see how we did. And then it'll just follow that format again. So again, that'll be for Patreon members only, because that is, if you're giving us money, I'm going to give you more time. That's how that works. I have not done the homework assignment for myself for this month for the homemade house. So I'm working on that and getting those things up and running. So always more stuff, always more tech. Jocelyn always has more problems. Eventually, something will give and it'll all work. I just have to keep butting my head up against the wall so I can get it figured out. It's fine. I literally left the videos uploading on the computer while we record. I'm hoping they actually work this time. I only had to upload episode 134 twice.
Only twice.
I don't know where it goes. It just disappears. And it's gone. I'm like, what are you doing?
That just...
I'm cursed. You've seen me. You've known me long enough.
Oh, I understand.
I'm one of those people that can fry a watch in less than 6 months when I wear it.
My mom has a similar ability. Not as strong, though.
Oh, mine's quite strong. Both me and my brother-in-law. We have no problems with technology, but we definitely fry it quicker than we should. That's why I'm always getting a new phone just after my 2-year contract. Yeah, they generally don't live longer than 2 years for me. That's fine.
Alright.
You just know it and accept it and move on. Hey, if we're having problems here, I'm not having problems with my bank.
They haven't marked you as dead this time?
Yeah, I haven't been declared dead. I have not. Oh my god. Just cursed. Which is great because I'm doing university applications to go back to University of Manitoba for the fall of 2020. So here's hoping, guys. Is it okay if the problems stay on YouTube and not with my university applications and student loan stuff? Is it okay to wish that?
Yeah.
We'll see if I can make it work. We'll find out. Alright, that was it. That was the big thing. It's just that we finally were able to, and I won't lie, it was a 3 a.m, had to get up because I had too much tea the night before going to bed idea. But it seems to have gone over well, and that's what we needed it to be. So, done.
Okay. We'll join FoodTube if we hit $50 a month.
When
we hit $50 a month.
Yeah, we have to put out positive vibes.
Yes. You have to recite affirmations.
Is that from your latest self-help book?
No, that's from a previous one.
Got it.
Yeah. No, that was from the Miracle Morning.
Right.
You got to do your 10 minutes of affirmations
in the morning. Yeah,
at 5 a.m. or something.
I'm not doing 10 minutes of affirmations. I'm going to do my yoga at 6 in the morning and then go for a swim.
I did try doing the affirmations for a while, and I understand why they work for some people.
Yeah.
I don't think I personally get that much out of them, but I understand why some people swear by them.
I think it's totally fair. I get more from doing daily yoga and swimming 3 times a week.
I'm enjoying an hour of lifting heavy things in the morning
That
for
works.
reasons I don't understand.
I'm not enjoying the coming home with wet hair.
Yeah, that's gonna get rough in the
I
cold.
wear a hat then.
Well, good. You don't need frozen heads.
I don't, because it just makes my back cold, which makes my back seize up.
Oh, that doesn't help anybody.
It helps nobody. That's fine.
Alright.
And
Books.
Yeah.
Moving on to books.
I read 2. It's been 4 days. I'm not done the second one. Does that count? I'm only like a third of the way through.
And I'm halfway through a book. A new book.
Good.
You want to talk about yours first?
I am continuing on with G.A. Aiken's Dragon series. I am at Feel the Burn?
I think that's what you said.
I gave you 2 book titles. One I just finished and one I'm on. Feel the Burn, I think I'm on.
Something about bring the heat, feel the burn, and light the fire or something?
Light the Fire I just finished. So I have to be on Feel the Burn, and the next one is the Heat one. Bring the Heat.
Okay.
It is male-female romance. It involves shape-shifting dragons. And it is in a fantasy setting. It involves dragons, guys. I find it delightful. We've gone through the main family, and now we're working on sort of the characters that were side characters in the earlier books. So I am having a delightful time with it. Is male-female dragon-shifting romance for everyone? No. Do I think Diana will find it hilarious? Yes.
I admit I am somewhat intrigued.
Oh, that's so cute.
I've never read any
So
shape-shifting stuff, so I'm curious.
It's only weird when they don't shapeshift. Say shapeshift to human, it's fine. I think it falls into that paranormal fantasy romance genre. Anyway, super love it. I read the series before, so for me it's a reread. But I am very happy to be rereading it. Because there's so many of them out, I can just binge it.
Which is also fun.
Which is also a delight. I mean, I'm sure my cat's probably tired of the same narrator talking at her for so many hours a day, but I'm happy.
Well,
And
your cat's not reading the book, so it doesn't matter.
I am out. There is no more Renovation Home on Amazon. I have to go see if there's more series or if they just finished at series 3. I don't know. I gotta go find out. But I am out with stuff on Amazon Prime.
Gasp.
There was a lot of renovating homes I watched.
The book I've started this week is Atomic Habits, which is another self-help book. I picked it because it was short and I need to read 2 books a month for the rest of the year to make my Goodreads goal. But it's actually interesting because it's a lot of the psychology of how we form habits. It's definitely a self-help book. It's got a lot of like anecdotes and that self-help vibe to it, which may or may not be your thing. I'm still on the fence about it myself. But the psychology of habit forming is really interesting.
Yes, it is.
Psychology in general is fascinating. It's like the conditioning where it's like there's a cue and you respond to it and you get a reward or not, and how that affects your habit forming and how you can positively or negatively train yourself into or out of habits, and how you can stack your habits together. So like when I do this habit, I will use that as the cue to start doing this new habit, or it's just brains.
It's either 100% health for the title or brains. I don't know, but one of the two's going in, guys. For the episode title today, I feel like I have to do a strong secondary vote for brains.
Anyway,
I'm reading on the zombie motions, which is why you got the look of "What are you doing?"
I'm talking about brains.
So we've instantly become a zombie.
Brains are cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's where we're going with that one. Sure. I don't disagree with you. Psychology is a very interesting subject and topic. I am super excited to start Consider the Fork, which is a nonfiction book about food and how we eat it.
I have added that one to my list.
It sounds so interesting. So pumped. That was a recommendation. I have tons to read, and I keep listening to, oh, there's the new releases for nonfiction, and the new releases for books, and the new releases for romance, and the new releases for science fiction fantasy. I am never going to run out of books to read.
Oh no, never. Absolutely not.
Oh gosh.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
I think so.
I'm on board for never running out of books.
I want to reread a series that's originally published in Russian. I have the first 3, but they've published more since, and I started reading it back when I lived in Alberta. I walked into the Coles, and went, I need a good series to read that wasn't English to begin with.
So my crazy pants reading goal for one day in my life, I want to read a novel in another language. Probably French, because that is my strongest other language, even though I'm not at all fluent in it. So probably I will read a novel in French one day, is a goal that I have.
I think that's a good goal to have.
So I think, like, Phantom of the Opera was originally French, or whatever novel that was based on.
Normal d'Affaires is, I believe. I believe that's originally French translated to English. I have the English version. The thing could be used as a weapon.
Yeah, so I'll probably pick a
book?
shorter...
Burglar deterrent.
I'll probably pick, like, a shorter, more, like, modern French novel, not, like, an old...
That's fair.
Because, you know, even old English is... Like, 100-year-old English is more challenging to read.
It is. It's because we now speak an entirely different English. Because language is fluid.
It is.
I cannot say that enough.
Oh, man, I really want to read Because Internet. That's also on my list.
Yeah.
Because Internet is a linguistic analysis of how the internet has and is changing language. It sounds absolutely fascinating.
I'm super excited. Yeah, no. I definitely think that'd be a very good idea.
Coincidentally, of the podcast I was listening to when that book came out, like 3 of them did an interview with the author.
That'll help.
So I'm like, I'm really on board for this book.
Really on board for this book. All I know at the end of this month is the Harry Potter readathon starts for me, and it's the Triwizard Tournament. I am a student of Beaubacon.
Ooh.
So I need to get myself geared up to earn house points. That's right, imaginary points for my imaginary Triwizard Tournament.
By reading the Harry Potter books?
We're going to start with a rewatching of the Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
And then you get your first challenge. So it's actually a series of challenges, and they're released in time frames that I don't remember off the top of my head. And then you have to complete the challenge within the time frame to earn the points.
Sounds like fun.
I know, I'm so excited! There's no point in talking about it till now, because it doesn't start till Halloween.
Fair.
It's fine. So, super pumped. Alright, what else we got going on?
I think we're into events now.
Sweet. You guys, guess what? NaNoSwimo starts in like a week and a bit.
My sweater doesn't count.
No, well, it's not.
It's not 50,000 stitches.
It's also, we have to start on the 1st of November.
We'll just start a new one.
It's definitely still not 50,000 stitches.
Probably not. I'm curious now,
NaNoSwimo is
actually.
knit a national sweater in a month, which always sounds weird to say, but there you go.
The month of knitting a sweater in a month.
It is sort of like the coincide to NaNoWriMo, which is write a book in a month. So I love NaNoWriMo because it lets me get chunks of writing done and sit down and make it my focus and stuff. So November, if you don't grow a mustache for Movember, you can write 50,000 words a month towards a book or a short story or an essay or whatever it is you need to write 50,000 words for. Or you could knit a sweater in a month, as long as it's got 50,000 stitches. Now, I have unofficially participated like I do with a lot of my stuff because I just enjoy doing things and enjoy the theme and I like watching the chatter threads and stuff. But this year I'm going to officially participate because I have 2 sweaters I gotta knit next month. Now, before you go, Jocelyn, have you lost your mind? Well, yes. However, I will make the argument that the first and second sweater I have to knit, while one is in fingering, is also an adult small. We double check measurements.
Good.
And a men's medium. Those 2 circumferences together are a size larger than me. And I can knit a sweater for myself in a month. And still do other things. So if I buckle the F down, I can do it. I can cast on the 1st of November and I can get them both finished, which is good because I was working on my niece's sweater and I've done goofed my increases again, so I gotta rip it out anyway. So I'm gonna rip it out, I'm gonna cast it on the 1st. I think I figured out my problem this time, so we're good to go. And I'm gonna do my grandpa sweater and I have a pattern for it. So I'm gonna spend the rest of this month, which let's be honest is like a week and a half, because Halloween's on Thursday. In like a week from now. This Thursday is the last week of, like, we've got a week, and then as of Thursday it'll be a week till Halloween.
Yeah, you're right.
We have one more recording date for this month,
huh.
And then we're done. We record again the day my parents... No, wait. The 1st is Friday, right? 2nd is Saturday. The 3rd is Sunday.
Yes.
We have to record on the 2nd.
I actually have a thing that weekend. We can talk about this after.
On Monday?
Not on the Monday.
No, could we record on the Monday?
We could record on the Monday.
Because on the Sunday is my parents' 40th wedding anniversary, my niece's 13th birthday. I'm busy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I have a tech conference that weekend.
Beautiful. Let's record on Monday. Decision made.
Perfect.
Done and done. This is how we make plans, people. So I've got that going on. So I will have knitting time that weekend because we'll have traveling time, events going around, things happening at the house and stuff. We'll be planning for what's happening. And because in the fall we do the planning for the spring stuff, it's a lot of sitting around the table talking and discussing and taking in ideas and stuff. It's not unlike a board meeting. This is how my family does things.
Communication is important.
It is. So we sit around the big table upstairs. I do mean it's a giant table. And we plan out what we're doing. And we get it all organized so everybody knows what's going on. And then we move forward with said plan. Can you tell where I got my idea for plans from? So when it's not my turn to talk, I'll be knitting. And I feel like having something roundy will be perfect.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that. So goal is for me 1 worsted weight and 1 fingering weight sweater. We'll see how I do. And I've got a week and a half
to get all your swatching done?
I've already swatched for the fingering weight one.
Okay, good.
So that's fine. I already know it's fine. To get all of my stuff prepped, to get whatever it is I'm working on now wrapped up, that I want to have wrapped up and tucked away, and get cleaned up, and then I'm ready to go. So
Maybe
we'll see how that
finish
goes.
this by the end of November.
Sure, I think that's a good goal for you. You're not really a goal person. Hang on, I'm going to be that really weird person who sniffs essential oils. I wasn't lying. Told you I was gonna be that really weird person who sniffed essential oils.
You're that really weird person who stared at me strangely while sniffing the essential oils. The sniffing wasn't the weird
Yes!
part there.
But it has to happen. I feel like it's a combo piece. You have to like stare down the people who are looking at you because you're sniffing, which just sounds wrong. But it's helped my nose. If you guys haven't sensed, we only had to do 50 million cuts at the start of the episode, not at the end. So, and I don't cut out every single time I sneeze and blow my nose. That's crazy talk, guys. So, for whatever reason, mint, peppermint works best. Just under your nose helps keep it easier for you to breathe. Don't ask me why.
I don't know.
I have no idea, but I know it works, so I do it. It's the thing, you guys. Same ways where people are like, I have a cold, I'm so congested. I'm like, allergy medication.
Yeah.
It's just a decongestant. That's what it does.
Yeah, I think my illness has moved up from my chest into my sinuses, so I think I'm going to hunt down one of those when I get home.
Good plan.
Find some peppermint tea, though.
Same sort of idea, because you're breathing in the peppermint.
Oh my gosh. So I've been using just decaf tea with whiskey in it for my throat.
Sure.
You know what? It really works.
I was with you till you said whiskey.
You know what? It works. The point is hot liquid with alcohol in it.
Clearly, the beer and wine tent is not for me. You're not having the deep fried apple ring things.
No, I'm not.
I'll eat those. You can drink the wine or beer. Your choice.
My point being, there's a hot liquid, so it soothes your throat, the steam helps with your nose, and then the alcohol just augments that, and also, you know, it's alcohol, so you care slightly less that you were sick.
Sure.
I don't know. Anyway, it works for me. But where I was going with this is whiskey doesn't really go in peppermint tea, but I bet some gin would. And Mr. Diana got this really interesting purple gin that I wanted an excuse to drink, but he always makes gin and tonics, and I hate tonic.
I also hate tonic. I'm with you on that. I feel
But
like
gin's alright.
gin and peppermint would go great together.
Because it's already kind of minty.
Tea, yeah. Ooh, do that and let me know.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't do it with the gin, but let me know.
I will let you know.
I used to drink gin.
Oh my gosh, maybe I can put it in the hibiscus tea, actually. I have a little bit of hibiscus left, and it's like this bright pink. It would
Maybe.
be interesting with the purple.
I'm not that big of a fan of hibiscus,
I love hibiscus.
so that's totally more you. But yeah, let me know how that experimentation works. I think it'd be interesting to know.
Okay.
That'd be a thing. Okay, anyway, that's really the big events coming up. Jocelyn's crazy.
What else is new?
What else is new? Oh, man. So that's all that. Otherwise, yeah, we don't really have anything on the go till the 1st of December when I will be participating in the Grinch along. I won't be knitting Christmas presents for this year.
I should start knitting all my Christmas presents.
Probably. Most people start now and panic, don't they?
I don't plan on doing a lot of knitting. There's those mittens that I started for my brother that I would like to finish.
That's right.
And then there's just the knit club presents, and that's all my plans for knitting. And because I have to make like 4 of the same thing, the club gets smaller things. Because I have to make 4 of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I make fairly small things too. Oh! Oh my goodness. People. I will have for everybody next week 1, if not 2 patterns ready for test knitting.
Ooh.
If you want to test knit, you must email amberdragondesigns@gmail.com. Diana is so good. She will put the links everywhere for you. So you can just push the link and email me. But you have to email me.
I'll make a note to put that in the show notes.
It needs to be in one location because I've done a couple where they've been all over the place and somebody gets lost. So I'm putting my foot down. If you want to do it, super cool. Send me an email. They're both shawls. But you will be getting them the first weekend in November, and I need to have them done by the end of November because I'm releasing them on the 1st of December. So it's only 30 days. So keep in mind that if you're doing holiday knitting and stuff, that it is a fairly tight time frame. I usually leave it pretty open-ended so we can work through things together. These ones are complete and ready to go. They're typed, they're ready. I'm just working my way through the first finished practice one on both of them. I haven't been showing everybody because I don't want everybody to be like, she showed it 50 billion times. So next week I will show them, release the one, and I'll start taking ones. So one's worsted, one's fingering, and I can send you guys details. That's not a problem. But I absolutely need to stress you have to email me. If you send Instagram messages, I will direct you to email. I need to keep it all in one place. It's getting too much. So I'm gonna do that. But I am almost ready for Tis Knitters, but it is a tight time frame. It's not like the other ones. I do need the patterns checked pretty quickly so I can turn around and release them. So that's it. That was just a random thought that I had. I was like, oh no, we gotta spit that out. Okay. So my nose is done. Diana needs her whiskey and tea. So I'm going to say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit.
Yeah, we're so healthy.
Oh, we're so healthy.